Well, over the last week, we've been talking to the leaders of the three main parties prior to Thursday's mayoral elections. Prime Minister Gordon Brown was unavailable, but he sent Labour's deputy leader, Harriet Harman, instead. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. 2 days before an election, to have something like this happen, pretty embarrassing.
Well, I think what we've seen here is not Kate Hoey backing Boris. You've seen from your own package that she's absolutely not saying she's backing Boris Johnson. But I think one thing we do know about Kate Hoey is she's absolutely passionate about sport, and she would work with anybody to further the cause of sport, with the possible exception of Robert Mugabe, since she's also passionate against the...
But she has said, hasn't she, and we heard in that report, the timing of this is pretty crucial. What you've got is a long-standing London MP whose expertise is sport, agreeing to work with a Tory mayor even before he's elected.
But the reality is, across London, people do work together on a whole range of issues.
Prior to an election?
Well, she said herself that she thinks the timing could have been better, but I don't think there's any point in kind of making this out to be anything other than it is. Kate Hoey is a Labour MP.
She's giving her support to him as a politician?
Look, Kate Hoey's backing the Labour campaign. She's my neighbouring MP in South London. She's part of the Labour team, and because she cares about the things that Labour in London cares about, which is that we do need to have more police on the street, we need to have better transport, and that includes the Freedom Pass. She's very much part of the Labour campaign. You've heard what she said, and it's not true. I know your headline was that she's backing Boris, but that she's absolutely, she's not. She's just saying that she is somebody who, like all of us, works with a whole range of people on different with different
So
is
she backing Ken Livingstone? Yes.
She's backing Labour. She said so. She's a Labour MP, and Ken is the Labour candidate.
But that is the Labour Party. But is she backing Ken Livingstone as the mayoral candidate?
Well, Ken is the Labour Member of Parliament. So there you are, you've got me confused now. Ken's the Labour candidate.
It seems to be confusing all round in the Labour Party at the moment,
Ken is the Labour candidate, and Kate has said that she is backing Labour. So, you know, I'm confident of her support.
She is backing Ken Livingstone then?
I'm sure she will be. I'm sure she will be.
So you're not sure, but you think she might be?
Well, she's certainly not backing Boris, and she's certainly said she's backing Labour. So, you know, but I mean, our campaign is very clear what we stand for, and, you know, Kate is backing us up. She's been out and about on the streets, knocking on doors with the Labour team. Well,
we're talking about being out and about on the streets. One thing Boris Johnson has been doing is he's been campaigning on people's genuine fear of crime. Ken Livingstone's team must have been furious when suddenly you turn up in your own constituency wearing a stab-proof vest.
Well, as far as that's, I mean, let's just deal with what is being put forward by Ken Livingstone. He's rolled out neighbourhood policing. That's police on the streets in every locality, where local people can know the telephone number of the local police. They can have a say in what their priorities are.
So let's not dodge the issue.
No, I'm not going to dodge it. I'm going to...
Figures aside, crime figures aside, what we're talking about is people's fear of crime.
Yeah.
You wearing a stab-proof vest in your own constituency, doesn't it reinforce that message and say, yes, even I don't feel safe on the street?
Well, I'll tell you what happened is that I was going out with my local neighbourhood police team in Peckham, because they do a really good job, and crime as a result of their work has fallen 20%. Of course I felt safe. I'm out in my own constituency day in, day out, but because I was kind of technically on patrol with the police, they just gave me this gear to wear, and because, you know, I just put it on, and that was it.
So do you accept to some extent that would have damaged what Ken Livingstone is saying, that crime is down and people don't have that same fear of crime? You've, in effect, reinforced Boris Johnson's point of view.
Well, I don't think I have, and I think that the figures about whether you're less likely to be a victim of crime in London than for previous years. I think that people, you know that's the case, and know that it's partly a result of the very good neighbourhood police teams that Ken Livingstone has rolled out. So we're very clear what our agenda is. We want a prosperous city, good public transport, and good policing and more housing, and that's the issues that people will vote on Thursday.
Harriet Harman, many thanks for coming in. We must leave it there. Thank you.